So yeah, I'm in my bedroom right now. No plan, no script, no nothing. I just thought, you know what? If I'm gonna start YouTube, if I'm gonna start recording cool videos, and if I want people to actually listen to what I have to say, then I have to be trustworthy and I have to do something that's serious and worth people's time, basically. So yeah, in this first video, I think I wanted to start with something pretty straightforward, which is just giving you a full blueprint to your first 5K a month online. And yeah, there's 1,000 videos with the exact same title all over YouTube, but I think there's a bit of a different perspective from my side because I'm probably in the position that a lot of you wish to be, but what you might not realize is that I wasn't the position that you are right now. A few years ago, I was in that exact same position. And what do I mean by this? I mean, I was just coming out of high school. I went to college. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was the right thing for me. So I decided to drop out and I tried every single business idea that I saw online. I tried drop shipping, trading. I tried building an agency with a friend of mine. And yeah, none of these things worked, really. It was really tough. It was a tough time back then to build those things. And it's even tougher today. It's been 2 years since then. It's getting tougher by the day. But I think the image that people have of these things have changed also. So if you're watching this and if you are really serious about making money online, then watch this video in full. And I promise you that you will have a clear plan on how to actually get this going for you, okay? Because one of the videos that I made the other day on Instagram, if you're not following me, then I'll pop it up here. It's about the fact that Iman Gadzhi, who a lot of you guys probably know, just became a co-owner at WAP. And WAP is a platform that helps people sell digital products. And so with Iman, who's right now one of the biggest business influencers in the entire world, backing WAP, what this tells us is that selling digital products is one of the biggest things. It's the business model by default that people, influencers, anyone wants to get into. And so what I've learned from my experience is the best way you and I can benefit from this is to actually provide services to the people selling digital products so that they can make more money, but you'll get really rich in the process too, without all the hassle and the responsibility of running a business yourself, right? And I think this is really powerful because I hear this a lot about high value skills and learn a high value skill, but what does that actually mean, right? And you need to focus on high value skills for these people specifically. So the one I chose is obviously appointment setting. Maybe it'll be the same for you once you realize the amount of money there is in here and how good this skill is for more than just this and more than just making money now. It's a really good skill that you're going to be able to implement in other parts of your life and also later on if you want to build a career for yourself or build your own business, right? Because what you might have realized now or maybe a few months prior is that you're trying to build a business, but you have no skills, you have no network, and you have no money. And without any of these, it's going to be really tough to build a real business. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into my full blueprint on how to make your first 5K a month online with appointment setting. So let's start by being very, very clear and define what appointment setting actually is, right? There's two case scenarios that you can look at. The first one is being an appointment setter for an influencer or an info product seller, right? Which is a lot of people do. And we're gonna call that case A, okay? Case B is gonna be you wanna be an appointment setter for companies. And this can be either high ticket companies, which is closer to the influencer side of things because they're selling high ticket products, but it can also be, and this is what people get wrong a lot of times, is it can also be things that are more corporate. One of the companies I work with is actually a software, so it's SaaS, and it's way more corporate, less high ticket, but there is still a lot of really good money to be made in there. We're gonna go through that now. So let's talk about case A first of all. What do you actually do for this guy? So as you probably know, influencers, they have big Instagram followings. And from this following, they get a lot of DMs saying, hey, I love you. I want to be like you and whatever. And also for the ones who do business, then they'll get a lot of DMs saying, I want to learn from you. I want to do the exact same thing as you do. So what you're going to do is you're going to take all of these and you're going to help this influencer convert them into paying customers. So let's take A, the influencer is selling a product for $5,000, okay? Okay, so they're selling a product for $5,000. What you're gonna do as the setter is you're gonna DM these people who are interested in learning what he does or potentially buying his product, and you're gonna qualify them on multiple things. First one is always gonna be goals, obviously. What do they want out of this? Where do they wanna go, right? Second one is gonna be where they're at, current situation, right? And then what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna create the gap. When you create a gap between where they're at right now and where they wanna be in the future, that's when you create enough pain to then talk about what you do and how you can help them fill this hole in their life, right? And then the third thing you're gonna qualify them on is financials. Do they actually have money? Because the reality is, whether it's the founder himself, the influencer, or a sales guy hopping on that call afterwards to sell the product, you don't want them to talk to unqualified leads. This is super important. So if they have no money to invest, then they're done. Or maybe some people have a downsell, something cheaper that you can sell as a setter yourself. Just to give an example, on one of the offers that I'm on right now, I'm setting on the phone, but if the guys don't have money for the 15K thing, then there's a 1K course that I can sell them on the phone directly and get a 10% commission. So yeah, that's also super interesting and quick advice for people who are setters. If your offer doesn't have downsells, maybe try and talk to the founder, tell them you're happy to sell something for cheaper on your 15-minute calls or through DMs. Again, it's the exact same thing, same process, right? And what we need to understand is that obviously this part, the qualification, this is the same for both cases, right? Case A or case B. The only big difference is that obviously in case A, you're mostly going to be DMing these people, and in case B, it's mostly going to be on the phone. So this is why there's a big distinction between DM setting and phone setting, and you need to understand what's better for you, right? If you're super introverted, you don't like talking to people, you spend a lot of time on your phone, and you want actual freedom in terms of working from anywhere you are, then DM setting is for you, for sure. And you can make really good money doing this, actually. I have a friend who last year I was talking to him and he made over 12K in a month with DM setting, right? And it's really, really simple to do. If you want to either build a business, get into sales more seriously, or you're really good at communicating and you want to learn how to talk to people really well, then definitely phone setting is going to be for you 100%, right? Sorry, I forgot to add here the financial part. Now you're probably thinking, okay, this is great. Now I know what appointment setting is, but Arthur, how do I actually get any of these companies to work with me, right? Well, you have multiple ways, right? Let's go through them step by step. Number one is going to be Facebook. So this is very saturated already because a lot of Facebook offers are very scammy, right? You're going to DM them or send them a message through Facebook Marketplace or just groups called high ticket, whatever. And most of them are going to ask you for money up front because the reality is they're actually a coaching program who will place you later or whatever they want to call it. But yeah, most of them are shady and it's a scam, but it still has potential, still good. I've seen people land really good offers through this. One of my best friends landed an offer on a dating coaching program and he made a lot of money from it, and it was Facebook. So it's still good, right? Two is going to be Instagram, obviously. And how does this one work? How can you actually use Instagram to make it really, really good? So the way I would do this is I'd basically go into Instagram, find any coach who, well, in the best case, sell something that you align with. If you love fitness, then fitness coaching. If it's business, then business coaching. And you're gonna go to their list of followers and you're gonna follow every single person who has coach on their name, right? And then you're just gonna repeat that process into every single one of those. You're gonna send a personalized Loom video and a personalized text. And I'll make videos more specifically about these on my next YouTube videos, obviously. But again, just to give you an overview, that's the best way to go about it, because then you basically have a flow of leads that never ends to get potential clients as an appointment setter, right? Then third place, which most people don't really look at when they're actually really good, and last year I landed a really good offer through that, was websites like Upwork, Fiverr, where you can basically provide services as a freelancer, because that's essentially what you are as an appointment setter. And you're just gonna like go in there, fill in your profile. I can also do a video about this if this is something that you guys would like, how to fill your profile, how to build a CV, even if you have zero sales experience. And yeah, it's also good, also a lot of good potential. And then obviously fourth way of getting really good appointment setting roles is through your network. I have to be honest, I think it's obvious, right? This is obviously the best way to get really high quality appointment setting roles. Why is it? Because all of the good roles in any industry, really good things always come from network, right? Because there's more trust, people already know that you're actually good at what you do, and there's also more perceived value, or there can be more perceived value if you've built really strong relationships with the people around you, right? And what do I mean by perceived value? What I mean by this is that sometimes, and especially in a thing like appointment setting, it's really hard to pass a certain level to get better at appointment setting. You're gonna hit a wall in terms of like your level, but your perceived level at the eyes of people or business owners, that's the thing that can change the way you sell yourself, or the way people in your network sell you. Because the thing is, last month, I think I basically got one text a day with someone who needed me to go set for them. And the reason I got so many texts is because every single person from my network was recommending me to these business owners and influencers, right? But because I had so many offers on the table and I was making good money, I could basically tell them, look, this can either make me at least like 4 or 5K a month for 2 or 3 hours a day of work, or I'm not going to take it, you know? And so some of them didn't, some of them did. But yeah, I get paid a lot more than 99% of appointment setters because of the perceived value that I have. Cool. So now that you know what appointment setting is, you've landed your first role, you're going to have to start actually be an appointment setter, right? You're going to have to do this and actually start earning money doing it. But the first step is learn the skill. It's such a simple skill to learn that it's almost stupid realistically, because all you need to start is basically a script and a framework, right? I think if you're a DM setter, then a framework is better because you don't need something written like word for word. You can just use a framework like goals, discovery, pitch, whatever it is, right? That will be probably really useful for DMs. If you're a phone setter, especially at the beginning, I'd advise you to use a really good script. And I could probably also make a full video about like me building out a script for a specific offer or something. I think that would be really fun. And if you have a really good script on the phone and you can follow it and force yourself to not sound robotic, then this is going to be perfect if you're a phone setter. The only thing with the script that you have to be careful with is really not sounding too robotic, and yeah, forcing yourself to just sound fluid, obviously, right? And I think the most important thing here is train with a friend. I remember, man, last year I was in Thailand. I landed one of my first roles as a setter, making really good money, and I had brought one of my best friends to that role too. But he hadn't set a lot before that, and he didn't know if he was ready. So for the next 3 days, we just practiced the script everywhere we went to. We were just like doing the script on each other, back and forth. It was really fun, but it really got us really fluid, and it felt like second nature. You know, I think that's the most important thing. Even I, now making over $10,000 a month as a setter, which is like top 1% earnings, I'm still using a script on every single one of my calls. But because I've practiced so much, it just sounds fluid, right? It sounds like second nature. It just flows basically, right? Yeah, once you start setting calls, then what you'll see is, now you learn the skill, you're gonna basically set calls for closers, and you're gonna collect a commission on every single deal that closes, you know? And I think, obviously, I hope this video helped in terms of getting you your first role, and obviously start making money with this. And I hope it's a bit more complete for the people who had been watching me on Instagram and wanted a bit more info. But yeah, it's really important to remind yourself that it's gonna take time, and I think that's really important. But the reality is, for my first year and a half trying to make money online, I made like 7K in total with like little roles here and there trying to make money. And yeah, the month after that first year and a half, I made like 5K or something, which is almost everything I had made in that past year. So remember, it takes time. Remember, it's not going to be easy at all. But if you're determined and if you're really serious about this, then you can definitely make this happen for yourself. And if you want a bit more guidance, more specifically tailored to your situation, then you can obviously DM me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to chat, give you advice, and help you build a full roadmap. And yeah, also comment under this video if there's anything specific about this that you'd like to see on the channel. I'm also going to be throwing down a few vlogs probably soon. And yeah, well, I'll see you guys on the next video.